work together.
I'm Jill Butler, and this is Year 1 from St Stephen's Primary School, and we are going to Age Exchange to learn all about shops and shopping from the 30s to the 50s. Remember, they're 5 to 6-year-olds, so it's a very new experience for them.
Age Exchange is a centre in South London for older people. It has a theatre, a coffee shop and a museum. It welcomes visitors of all ages.
It's terribly important for them to have a glimpse into people's lives, their grandparents' lives and the past, and it's their first idea of history and the passage of time.
We didn't have the big supermarkets like we have today, where you go and do your shopping. We used to have little corner shops.
The name of the shop was Brisley's Stores. It was run by Mr. Brisley and his wife. And when you went into this shop, you got this strong smell, a mixture of cheese, of vinegar, of wine. It was indescribable. It was such a thick, rich smell.
And Margaret has a very, very different upbringing to Ralph and Carol. And Margaret was partly brought up from a gypsy family on a canal boat.
Well, I was 6. There I am there. Aren't I nice? And my gran, she used to say, "Go on, Margaret, I need some carrots. Bring back some potatoes as well." And she'd say, "Go on, over in the field. We don't have to go to the shop, over in the field."
Considering just how much of the curriculum relates to the lives of older people and the lives that they've lived, you know, both in citizenship and in history and in English, it's extraordinary that older people aren't an integral part of the learning process.
We were much better off in our school than some of them were in the inner London areas. And one of the things they started doing in the schools was getting free milk for the children. And the lorry used to come along with a load of crates of milk bottles like these, with a little ring in the top that you can see there that we used to push in with our finger and put a straw in, and we used to drink that at our break time. And that was the younger children don't seem to look upon us as uninteresting, boring old hat, you know. They realise that we've been there and we've done it. What they read about in the books is live in front of their eyes.
Do you like that smell? Oh, it's lovely. Let's do under the other arm, shall we? Right. And I'll get the kettle. I like bringing the past into the present. And I like living history, which is what we are. That's you, Dan. Dry you down. They make me feel young. They make me feel as though I've got something to offer, something to give. So instead of being an old age pensioner, I'm a middle-aged pensioner.
Now, if you wanted to buy something, you would give me whatever it is. They're usually loose. Right? I'd then take your money, put it in there, put the contraption back, and then we give this a shot. Right, I then go to the till.
One of the things that takes a lot of care and a lot of time is actually developing a relationship based on trust with the older people. And also preparing the stories that are appropriate to children as well.
Now, what do you reckon of that?
I don't think you should really just pick people up and dump them in a classroom and say, let's do this, let's work this way. Some people are naturals, there's no doubt about that, but I think they need a lot of support as well.
I have to take this every Friday night. It was a regular thing. After we'd had our bath, it was a dose of syrup of figs.
A week after their visit to Age Exchange, the pupils do some follow-up work based on their visit.
What colour do you think it was?
Brown.
They're going to invite the older people back to their school.
Dear Margaret, can you please come to my school and come to class 1? Have a guess what I have drawn? a wash bath to remind us of Saturday wash night. Yours sincerely, Sakili. I had to paint that all red, and then I had to paint this all black when all that was dry.
I don't think I could have painted it so well as you have. That's jolly good.
My mummy's got a special kind of soap, but not like that soap.
Oh, I hope they get a lot from me. I hope they can look at me and say, yeah, my gran's like that. And perhaps they'll talk to their grands more about things that really matter.
And I stand on the bin and then I do the washing.
Really?
It's a sense of community. It's a sense of everybody belonging in a place, and they become aware of the tremendous value of older people and the things that they can share with them.
Yeah? What do we use oxos for, do you know?
We use them to make gravy.
That's right.
The thing where you put money in and you pull a lever and it goes across the wire.
Oh, yes.
This is my picture of a cash register.
That's lovely.
And this is the washing board.
That's the washing board.
It's the future, isn't it? If we don't have a sense of community, where will we go? What will happen to us if we're just completely isolated? I think it's a very good foundation for life.
I'm glad you've remembered so much, and thank you for showing me all about it.
You're welcome.
We have a different theme for assembly each week. One time it was gifts. This week it's about trying not leaving people out of games.
St John's School uses assemblies to help the school community. Assembly themes are later worked on by students in their classes. The themes can be explored using characters from film, television and books. Fairy stories are very popular with the younger ones.
Now, over the week, you're going to be hearing about our school as a community. But we're going to start off not looking at our school at all, but looking at a story many of you might know. It's Cinderella. So, I need some volunteers, please. I'd like Ruby, please, and Robin, would you like to come out, please, and be this character? Perhaps the most important thing for me is getting children up and doing. Long gone are the days where children could be seen as passive observers in an assembly. I want active involvement, and that's encouraged through singing, through dance, through drama, and also through children voicing their opinions. How about you, Scott? What are you going to say about Cinderella?
After that, clear upstairs.
Thank you. And Candice?
Cinderella might feel upset because the sisters are just sitting down and making her do all the work.
Absolutely right. Well done. Let's give them a round of applause. Thank you. You can look back and say, well, I would have preferred somebody to have said this or that, but that's not what citizenship's about. It's about guiding children rather than actually dragging them along behind you. I'd like you to close your eyes for a moment, and I'd like you to think of a time when you have felt left out. The follow-up tends to use the creative arts, drama predominantly, but also pattern making and the use of colour for pastoral work with reception and Year 1 children. It's using the creative arts as vehicles for learning, for citizenship and decision making. Keanu, there's some lovely colours. Are they happy or sad?
Happy.
And what makes you happy at playtime?
Because they play around.
You like to play around?
Yeah.
What's particular about the story of Cinderella that links in with our work on communities and welcoming people into our community?
Because we all know it.
What else? What aspect runs through Cinderella? What happens to Cinderella? Emma?
Cinderella's being left out.
Bingo. Cinderella gets left out. So that's why we picked this story. And that's what we're trying to prevent happening in our school community of the playground. I'm going to put you into groups now. I'm going to label you either A, B or C. And then we're going to do a little piece of drama. A's and B's. And I want you and your pairs to start playing your games. Off you go, please. Right, C's, I want you to find your pair and you're going to join in the game that they're playing. Is that clear? Yeah. Right, come with me then.
Me and Emily have to play together and we're not allowed to let Cassie play with us. And we have to use body language and we're not allowed to speak to her or touch her.
Can we play, please? Please, please.
They're just being horrible. I just asked them to play and they'll keep running away from me.
It's really annoying because they keep turning their back on me and they won't talk to me. Stop ignoring me. Why are you ignoring me?
I wanted to cry when they kept on turning their backs on me and whispering.
Yeah, and all laughing at us.
And it's really upsetting.
They're just ignoring us, being nasty.
They're ignoring you and they're being nasty. Can you see anybody else where that's happening?
Everyone.
Everybody. All the C's are being ignored. Well done.
This week's theme of community, which has been discussed in classes and in the playground, is also looked at by the Children's Council. They may be able to improve playtimes for all the students.
The whole of our assembly theme this week has been based on communities, and the assembly this morning was looking at how children might feel left out and how you would know that they're left out. So as the Children's Council, your first job is very much looking to see who is left out. Your second job is, what are you going to do about it?
Like we could do a game that anybody can play. So if they're being left out, they can come play our game.
Go up to them and ask them if they're okay and what's wrong and if they want to play with us.
Right.
Or you could find them someone to play with who's their friend.
I think if children are given the chance in a public arena to articulate their views, even if they don't necessarily agree with somebody else, it gives a sense of tolerance and it gives a sense of respect that somebody is entitled to have their viewpoint heard and listened to. Okay. So what were the elements in this morning's assembly that worked well?
When people got to say how people was feeling, because it was what they thought.
Yeah.
And it wasn't you telling us.
Is it just the children who want to get up and say something?
Everyone wants to join in, like the teachers as well.
It's really good assemblies, like they're teaching us how to play together.
Yeah. If we're not friends with someone, then we always end up friends with them because we feel guilty. Yeah.
And they feel guilty and we just go off and say,
can we play with you?
Can we play with you? And then they say, yeah, okay
they just
then.
make up.
And then we just put our hands up and we shake and we make up.
This is our sensory garden. The sensory garden's all about different kind of plants and looking after the environment. The different kinds of flowers here are lamsette
because they feel nice.
The lavender because it smells nice. Rosemary because it smells nice.
Oregano
because you can put it on pizzas. The garden was created in a competition which Key Stage 1 taken part in.
But over the fence is going to be the Key Stage 2 wildlife garden.
It's been part of a project we've been sort of working towards, which is called Eco Schools, and the idea is to raise environmental awareness in the school, you know, amongst the children, the staff and the wider community, really.
The children took letters home where parents were able to contribute their own ideas for how they would like the school to move forward on environmental issues. And in fact, the wildlife garden has come about because of parental feedback and children's own ideas that they've discussed with their parents at home. This part here is the sensory garden that's already been developed. This part here is the wildlife garden that we're going to develop. Now you can see that there's some bushes that are already there that we're not going to dig up. Can anybody think why we're not going to dig those bushes up?
They might be the ones which attract insects.
Brilliant. When you go away to plan your garden, what do you need to do before you actually put anything on your paper?
Cooperate.
You need to cooperate with each other.
Plan what you're going to do and where you're going to put them. Let other people have their
The children have worked together, they've developed this enthusiasm and their commitment to the project has grown. And they're gelling together in terms of their relationships. They're learning how to deal with issues, how to cooperate, how to get on with each other, how to disagree thoughtfully and reflect on what other people think.
We've got a bird box, a bird table and a bird bath. And we've got wood chippings near the animal boxes. We've done a fence over here, a path to go around the garden here, and will you tell them about the plants what you've done?
Okay, we've done some honeysuckles, some hollyhock, and there's a path down here to benches so the people can go and enjoy themselves while looking at the flowers and plants.
OK, everyone, it's time for us to start discussing the budget for the wildlife garden. Now, what I've done, I've written up some of the things that have already been bought and already been delivered. So that means we've spent about £200. But we can spend £360 altogether. So how much money have we got left to spend?
£160.
Well done, Charles, that's right. £160.
The school's Eco Committee discussed the final budget for the wildlife garden.
We need some green paint for the trellis.
What else do we still need? There's a few other things that we discussed last week.
We need the white paint for the wall around the sensory garden.
Absolutely. I think there's a couple of other things we said we needed. David?
We need some hanging bird tables.
That's right, we said we were going to have a hanging bird table, didn't we? Hanging up on the wall.
What's been really good is the fact that the children feel that they're valued as equals within that meeting. And although the adults within the committee are guiding the meeting forwards and guiding the way things are going, the children feel that they can contribute and everything will be listened to and heard.
I've talked about what I wanted to talk about now. Have you got anything else that you want to bring up in the committee meeting today?
I've got a letter which I wrote to the parents to say thank you for offering to help to plant the wildlife garden.
Dear parents and guardians, it would be helpful if you could bring any gardening tools. We look forward to seeing you soon. Yours sincerely, the Eco Schools Committee.
I'm one of the mums, my daughter's at the school, and obviously here to help the kids with the garden and that. We'll help with this phase, the sensory garden, and then obviously the next phase came up, so I thought better come on off to help again. So it's nice for the kids to be able to get into the garden and that and do sort of, you know, more outdoor activities. I mean, obviously they can learn about this type of thing, but actually be able to come out and help do it, it's a, you know, that's a big thing for them.
We're doing this so we can make a school better and have more wildlife come into the school.
They've had to work together as a team. They've had to make decisions as a team and contact a lot of outside agencies for advice and companies to get us different plants and materials and work out the costings of a scheme. So whole areas of the curriculum have been brought into it.
I joined the committee because it's important to look after the environment, the wildlife, and looking after all kinds of plants.
The plan that the children have done shows a slate path leading through the middle, and then we go through like an old rustic arch which goes through into the sensory garden. So the idea is to link the two gardens together, really.
It's improving our school in terms of how it looks. It's improving relationships in terms of how children deal with each other. It's improving relationships in terms of how parents come into school and feel welcome and have a sense of belonging to the school community. And they're all issues that we're wanting to deal with.
It's been a long day, but we've got most of it done, and I think just time to get some plants in now. It's been a really, really good thing, and I think the children just loved it. They've had a really good time. We're a bit tired, but we've enjoyed it as well.
I won't do an impression this time, but what goes cock-a-doodle-doo? Let's find out now on BBC Two as Razzle Dazzle meets a marvellous monster.